Tarrant County Judge Glenn Whitley put himself in the hot seat over property taxes. He blames high rates on state legislators. Every time Austin cuts education funding, Whitley says local governments are forced to make up the difference. He's here to explain himself on this issue. Just explain to us why a cut at the state or a lack of appropriation to education means higher property taxes locally.
Well, first what I'll say is there's basically two entities in there. There's the state government and there's the local property owners, our local taxpayers. And so when one pays less, the other one by default is going to pay more.
And has the state been paying less?
Yes, definitely so. If you look at the way the formula is set up, the formula penalizes the local governments in a good economy as property values are going up. And for example, if you look at the LBB and you look at the actuals and the estimates for fiscal year 16 through 19, there's about a $16 billion increase in public school funding. 87% of that is going to fall on the shoulders of local taxpayers.
I think what's interesting and why we wanted you to be here is that you have a Republican taking shots at other Republicans. I mean, you're all in the same party, but you don't agree with what's happening in Austin.
I don't, because I feel like that we have gone over the last decade, I feel like we have gone from being their partners to them blaming us and talking at us and basically saying we're the enemy.
So are you saying local governments are put in the position of being the bad guy who has to raise taxes? Why don't you just say, well, we're going to hold the line too?
Well, it's not that we have to raise taxes, it's their formulas cause that to happen, and in the case of schools, actually penalizes a school district should they choose to lower in the current year, because the state's formula is based upon the prior year. As it pertains to cities and to counties, it's unfunded mandates. Give you an example. In 2001, the state passed what is called indigent defense, and what it basically says is, we're doing this interview, somebody breaks into your home, you've got a security system, they get caught and thrown in jail, but what the state did is that person says they can't afford an attorney. The state said, we'll reimburse you, but you're going to have to the county, they said you're going to have to hire and pay for that attorney. Well, at the end of we did it out of savings because they told us they were going to reimburse us. At the end of the first year, they reimbursed us pennies on the dollar. In 2016, the state, the counties across this state, the local taxpayers across this state paid $216 billion out of local taxes that the state had told us that they were going to reimburse and never did.
So you are taking some arrows in the back from fellow Republicans on this, and also the group Empower Texans, which supports basically non-mainstream Republicans for running for office. Are you saying that they have changed the game or sort of poisoned the pool for Republicans? You
know, I don't know that they've changed the game, but what they've said is they've started blaming us for things that basically they're causing. Unfunded mandates, the allocation formula for the state. And so it's been instead of we're going to work together as partners, they've started saying, okay, we've got to have something to talk about, and we're going to talk about property taxes, and even though we're the result or the cause of a lot of those increases, we're going to blame them on the local folks.
Well, thank you for coming in. You got a good fight on your hands there, and we'll see you next time in Tarrant County.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.